All right, so you want the Mr.Beast men versus women survive the wilderness showdown breakdown, right?
Right.
We got you.
Okay.
No need to, like, clear your schedule for a whole YouTube marathon. We watched it.
Yeah.
We got all the key takeaways from the transcript right here for you.
Exactly.
5 men,
Mm-hmm.
5 women, winner take all, right?
You would think so.
Yeah.
Not so fast.
It's not as straightforward as it seems.
No.
What's really interesting about this particular challenge is this extra layer that Mr. Beast kind of threw in there.
Okay.
Where people can actually tap out.
Yeah.
For, like, a smaller amount of the prize money.
Right.
But their team can still be in the running.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Survivor meets, like, straight game theory,
It adds a whole other layer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It does.
So picture this.
Yeah, okay.
Day 1.
Yeah.
Teams get dropped in their respective wilderness zones.
Right.
And right away, the men.
All bravado,
Right.
classic, like, we got this energy.
Of course, yeah.
But then we see the shelters.
Yeah, the shelters.
And let's just say, the women's teepee situation,
It was impressive.
light years ahead.
Yeah.
It was a whole production, it seemed like.
Yeah, they came to win, clearly.
They did.
Yeah.
It's like a subtle detail, but it kind of speaks volumes about their approach.
For sure.
Right from the get-go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the women seem to maybe subconsciously be thinking more about the group as a whole.
Yes.
And how can we build something that we can all benefit from?
Right.
Whereas the men, maybe, were thinking a little bit more individually, at least at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of early strategy, can we talk about the food situation?
Oh, yeah.
Because when I saw the guys tearing through those rations, like, it was nothing.
I know.
I swear I could hear the collective gasp of every single survivalist watching this.
It's such a classic, I don't even know what to call it.
Right.
It's like instant gratification versus long-term
Vision.
Exactly.
Like that,
Like the marshmallow experiment.
Yes. Exactly.
So in this case, it's like, there's survival.
Exactly. High stakes marshmallow experiment.
High stakes. Exactly.
And in this case, the women, even with their limited supplies, they were already rationing.
Thinking ahead.
Thinking so many steps ahead. It's like they knew instinctively that this wasn't about who could survive the first week.
Totally.
This is about who could outlast, outsmart, and ultimately out-strategize.
They were playing chess, not checkers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's not even just about food, right?
Right.
Remember Hannah?
Oh, Hannah, yeah.
Voluntarily taps out early on. I was floored.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Oh.
Who just, like, gives up that opportunity?
I mean, it seemed crazy.
Right. But in hindsight, genius. Turns out someone was playing 4D chess while everyone else was stuck on checkers.
She knew what she was doing.
She did.
And it actually, her exit was like a calculated risk.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, not only did she guarantee herself a payout.
Yes.
But she also increased the potential earnings of all the other women.
Right.
So it was like a win-win.
Yeah, she was like, you're welcome, ladies.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've got these strategic eliminations, contrasting approaches to these very, very important resources. And then Mr. Beast throws in these challenges every 10 days.
Right.
That's where I feel like the women really, really pulled ahead.
For sure, they really did.
Like, they score that massive,
huge
weatherproof tent.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I mean, talk about a game changer.
Game changer, absolutely.
It's practically like a 5-star hotel in the wilderness.
Seriously.
They were living large.
It was impressive.
They were.
I mean, shelter is absolutely essential.
Oh, for sure.
To survival. So to have, I mean, that tent basically provided, not only physical protection from the elements, but like psychological security.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A place of comfort.
Yeah, where you could actually, like, relax.
Yeah.
Versus the men who are in these, like...
Makeshift
thrown together shelters.
Cobbled together.
You could practically see the difference in morale.
Oh, totally.
Radiating from these two groups.
Yeah.
And then just when you thought the drama couldn't get any juicier...
Right.
Mr. Beast drops the $50,000 bomb?
I know.
Leave the competition.
Right.
Your team gets the advantage.
In this case, the tent.
The tent.
The tent.
The glorious tent.
They negotiated.
So smart.
It was very smart.
The women didn't even flinch.
Right.
Julia steps up.
Yeah.
Takes one for the team.
She was like, see you later.
She was like, peace out. I'm going to go get a latte.
$50,000. Here I come.
Right.
Yeah, it was impressive.
But the men,
Yeah.
they balked at that deal.
They did.
Why?
Well, it's hard to say for sure.
Of course, yeah.
But I think it really speaks to, like, the heart of what makes a team.
Okay.
And I think that the women were operating under this, like, I don't know if I want to say utilitarian.
Okay.
But, this idea of the greater good for
right.
the benefit of the many.
Right.
Whereas the men, I think there was a little bit more of a sense of, like, loyalty or even maybe a little bit of ego involved.
Yeah, for sure.
Where they just couldn't
yeah.
stomach.
It's that short-term versus long-term thinking again, maybe?
It could be. It could be.
Right.
And it's hard to fault them for it because they're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
They don't have all the information that we have.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to say for sure.
Totally.
But it's a fascinating dynamic.
It is.
To observe.
It's like you can't help but wonder, did that early, almost ruthless focus on strategy and long game,
Totally.
did it give them like this mental edge?
It might have.
Because while the guys are battling the elements, they're dealing with these dwindling rations.
Yeah, the food situation was not good.
Oh, yeah. And by the way,
Okay.
a bear.
Oh, right.
Don't forget about the bear.
A bear. I forgot about the bear.
A bear.
Wow, yeah.
They had a whole bear situation.
That's not good.
And I'm not saying the women didn't.
Right.
But like
it definitely adds another layer of stress
to the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So you've got these guys, they're battling all these things.
They're really in it.
And don't forget the psychological toll
of
these near constant setbacks.
Exactly. It wears you down.
Every time something goes wrong. It chips away at your resolve.
Yeah.
At your belief that you can actually do this.
Absolutely. And then your self-confidence just starts to go.
Right. And meanwhile, the women are sitting pretty.
Right. They're doing well at this point.
They're down to just Phaedra.
Yeah.
But she's got that, like, fortress of solitude.
She's got her snacks.
She's got her food. She's got her shelter.
It's good to go.
It's good to go.
It's almost like watching two completely different shows at this point.
Totally. It's like two separate narratives.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And it really highlights how, like, all of those early decisions really do have this, like, domino effect.
Yeah.
The women, by making those tough choices up front, they essentially, like, engineered a position where they were almost guaranteed to succeed.
They're like checkmate.
Basically, yeah.
And the men, bless their hearts,
I know.
they're resourceful.
They were resilient.
They were resilient.
Very much so.
But they were always playing catch up. Always kind of, one step behind.
It felt like, okay, so we've got a lone wolf, a last man standing. Stakes are higher than ever.
Absolutely.
This is where it gets really interesting.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
We're talking like straight up psychological warfare now.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Two competitors.
Yeah.
Completely different paths to get here.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes down to, like, who cracks first?
Who breaks,
Yeah, and the pressure is on.
Yeah, it's like Phaedra, isolated but secure.
Right.
Versus TJ.
Yeah.
Driven by that,
last man standing.
That last man standing energy.
Yeah. And that's got to do something to you, too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're the last one left.
Totally.
Representing your whole team.
And this is where Mr.Beast.
Of course.
The master manipulator.
God, I love Mr.Beast.
I know. He throws in another curveball. Okay, yeah.
The family visits.
Oh, I know, the family visits.
Oh, man.
Oh, it gets me every time.
The waterworks. I was not prepared.
I know.
I'm not made of stone. Expert.
Like seeing those families.
Yeah.
It's those little reminders of, like, the why behind all of it.
Of why they're doing this.
No.
You can see it on their faces. It's like, oh, this is real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It adds this whole other layer of pressure.
Absolutely.
To this already intense situation.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And I think for TJ, it really reinforced that sense of responsibility.
Right. Like, I got to do this for them.
Yeah. Got to bring home the bacon, so to speak.
Literally.
Right. Exactly.
$500,000 worth of bacon.
It's a lot of bacon.
Right.
It is a lot of bacon.
Okay, but he's thinking he can outlast Phaedra.
Right. He thinks the loneliness will get to her.
That the loneliness will break her.
Yeah, that's a long time to be out there by yourself.
It is.
Even if you've got all the supplies in the world.
Right. And you've got to think, this is Mr. Beast. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
So is he playing mind games?
Is he playing mind games?
Is it all a setup?
Right?
We don't know.
Like he's banking on
It's
saying a
possible.
break.
It's like, is this part of the strategy, you know? Like, did he know this would happen?
And he's like, this is all part of my plan. Exactly.
So,
It's like, it's risky.
It is risky,
And
but it's good TV.
It's good TV.
That's for sure.
And then just when you think it's like a battle of attrition, you know, he throws in the
what's that?
Survival item request.
Yeah, no challenge.
That was a good one.
And TJ
goes for it.
Full fantasy camp.
I know. He's like, bring me the world.
He wants it all.
I want it all. He's like a private chef.
Yeah, seriously. A private chef.
Are you kidding?
In the wilderness.
I know.
What is that about?
Meanwhile.
Oh, Phaedra. Yeah.
She's playing chess.
Yeah.
Not checkers.
Not shit.
She is approving some of his earlier, like, less outlandish requests.
The more reasonable ones. You know, like,
yes.
Okay, I'll give you that. But a private chef.
She's like, nope. Come on, TJ.
Not going to happen.
Think about what you're doing.
Snide.
Yeah.
And that's where we see, like, the brilliance of her strategy.
Yeah. It's like she recognizes that denying him that, like, boost.
That morale boost. That, like, taste of luxury.
Yes.
Is just as powerful.
Yeah.
If not more powerful.
Sometimes more so.
Than getting something herself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying sometimes saying no is the ultimate power move.
Yeah.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
Well, especially in a situation like this.
Okay.
Where, you know, resources are limited.
Right.
Every decision has, like, a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And she's thinking about, like, not just this one decision.
Right.
But how it's going to impact her, you know, down the line.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah.
So she's, like, maintaining her position.
Absolutely.
But she's also potentially weakening his.
Yeah. Like, why give him the satisfaction?
All right. Don't give him the satisfaction.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, the air go out of his sails after that.
Oh, totally. It was like he was deflated.
It's like she outsmarted him.
Yeah.
Not even by playing dirty, but just by
understanding
the game.
The game on a whole other level.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was impressive.
It was like a master class.
It was like she went to, like, Survivor school.
She did.
Like, this is what she was born to do.
It's like she manifested this. She did. She manifested this moment.
I think so, yeah.
And the result.
Yeah.
TJ taps out.
He couldn't take it.
Phaedra wins it all.
Yeah.
For the women.
Good for her.
Talk about a mic drop moment.
Seriously.
All those early sacrifices, those strategic decisions.
Yeah, they paid off.
They paid off.
Yeah. She played the long game and she won.
They really, really did.
It's impressive.
It's like, you know.
Yeah.
I went into this whole deep dive thinking it would be about.
Right. You think it's wilderness survival?
Yeah, like fire starting, shelter building.
Who can build the best fire?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Those are crucial.
You're important.
But so much of this came down to
mental toughness.
Mental toughness.
Yeah, your mental game has to be strong.
And understanding, like,
it does, a human
element of it all.
For sure. Like, we're social creatures at the end of the day.
Totally.
So even though they were isolated out there,
they were still, you know,
interacting.
They were interacting with each other.
Thinking about the other person.
Right. Yeah. And how their decisions affected other people.
Right. And how that, like, impacts you.
It's fascinating, you know?
It is. It's like Mr.Beast.
It's almost like he created, like a social experiment.
Accidentally created a masterclass.
Right. Disguised as a survival show.
In decision making.
Exactly.
So we've got, like, the lone wolf. She's crushing it.
She's killing it.
But is this sustainable?
Right. That's the question.
Yeah.
Is it sustainable long term?
Can you actually, like, be happy?
Right.
If you are?
Is it just about the money at this point?
Alone.
Or was it about something more?
Right.
That's a good question.
Is it all about the money?
No.
Or is it about something more?
Exactly. Yeah.
We need to unpack this.
We do.
Okay.
We'll dig into that.
Honestly, after this deep dive, I'm ready to, like, ditch my to-do list.
Okay.
And just start, like, strategizing for, like, every possible scenario life throws at me.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Always be prepared.
Like.
That's the Scout motto, right?
Yes. I love that.
There you go.
So
maybe hold off on building the wilderness shelter.
Maybe pump the brakes on that.
In my backyard.
Yeah, for now, but you've got a point.
Right. It's not just about the wilderness skills.
The women's approach.
It's about the thought process.
Yes.
The mindset.
It's like there are valuable takeaways here
Absolutely.
that we can all use.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what?
Okay, so
Getting the wisdom.
first and foremost,
Okay. Yeah.
planning these women,
Yeah.
they were not just reacting to the challenges
Right.
as they came up.
You're ready.
They were anticipating them.
Yeah.
They were thinking, okay, what could happen?
Right.
What do we need to do to prepare for that?
Smart.
And that early focus on shelter, on rationing the food,
Yeah, they were on it.
those choices
Yeah.
created like this foundation of security.
That paid off big time.
It did.
Later.
Yeah. So planning, that's number one.
Planning, got it.
Number two,
Okay.
collaboration.
Okay.
Remember that amazing teepee?
Oh yeah, it was a work of art, almost.
It was like something out of like a movie set.
It was beautiful.
They built that together.
They did, yeah.
From the start.
Which is huge.
Right. Like it wasn't about, I'm going to build my own little shelter over here.
Right.
It was like, let's pool our resources.
We're in it to win it.
Let's do this together.
Together.
And that, to me, speaks volumes about
Yeah.
the power of shared goals.
Okay.
And recognizing that sometimes
Yes.
you have to make individual sacrifices
Right.
for the benefit of the group.
Yeah.
That short term
Sure.
versus long term.
Yeah.
Again,
You're seeing the pattern here.
oh, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Okay, so we've got planning.
Okay.
We've got collaboration.
Yeah.
But what about
What about?
the ruthlessness?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, voting someone off,
Right.
even if it
And
means
then they get a prize.
they get a consolation prize.
It still seems kind of brutal.
It does.
Right.
It's cold.
But think about it this way.
Okay.
They were playing the long game.
Yes.
They were playing chess,
Okay.
not checkers.
Let's-
And sometimes...
Yes, masters forcefully
Sure.
making tough decisions.
Right.
And I don't think it was about being
Right.
cold-hearted.
Yeah.
It was about, like, detaching from that immediate discomfort
Right.
and thinking about the bigger picture.
So it's like
Yeah.
channel your inner
Your inner chess master.
chess. Even if you're
like a Connect 4 kind of
Yeah,
person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Like you gotta up your game.
Okay, so we've got
Planning,
collaboration,
strategic risk taking.
strategic risk taking. Yes.
Anything else we should be adding to our like
Well, I think
mental survival kits?
the big one
Okay.
that we haven't really touched on,
Yeah.
resilience.
Okay.
Both teams
Yeah.
face setbacks.
Of course.
Right. It's the wilderness.
It's gonna happen.
Things happen.
Right.
But the women
Yeah.
consistently
They were amazing.
bounced back.
They did.
They didn't let those challenges
Right.
derail their overall strategy
Or their team like
or their team's spirit.
spirit.
Right. Like they kept their eyes on the prize
Yeah.
and they didn't let the little things
Little things.
get to them.
Right.
And I think that's a really
It's so important
important lesson.
because
Yeah.
life is gonna throw you curveballs.
100%.
It's not about if you get knocked down.
It's about how you get back up.
It's about how you get back up.
Exactly.
Dust yourself off.
Yes, dust yourself off
Keep moving forward.
and keep going.
I love that.
That's the key.
Okay.
You got to be resilient.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you go. Okay. So there you have it.
Mr. Beast, you've done it again.
Well, another great video with some
You
surprising
surprised us all.
life lessons.
This wasn't just about surviving the wilderness.
No, it became about so much more.
It was about surviving life.
It did, yeah.
You know?
It really did.
It was about all
Yeah,
these
brother.
strategies.
Yeah, and it makes you think, like, what would I do
Right.
if I was in that situation?
Would I be team men
Right.
or would I be team women?
Who would you align with,
Right.
you know?
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Hit us up on social media. Yeah. Tell us what you think.
We want to hear from you.
We want to know.
And of course,
Of course.
don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. Subscribe.
Because we're going to have more
More deep dives
deep dives
coming your way.
into these unexpected lessons
Hidden in plain sight.
that are all around us.
Exactly.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.